Greetings folks, and if it's pouring it down with rain, remember it won't rain all the time wherever you are in collecting land, and welcome back to the channel for another quarter scale statue preview. So I've got to say, I am absolutely stoked for this one. It caught me a little bit off guard. I wasn't expecting the pre-orders to go quite as quickly as they did, but it has just landed, probably within the past couple of hours. And it is none other than Eric Draven, aka Brandon Lee, from the 1994 classic The Crow. The first, the best, and the swan song of the late Mr. Brandon Lee. A real tragedy, that one. He would have gone on to superstardom, no doubt. So yeah, the swan song, the legacy of the late great Brandon Lee as well. But this one is from Infinite Statue, who I am a massive fan of, I've got to admit. If you are not familiar with Infinite Statue, they do quarter scale, they do 6 scale statues, and their work is exemplary. This guy next to me here, this is Vincent Price from House on Haunted Hill. Yeah, this is an idea of the quality that Infinite Statue produces, and this is one of my favourite 1/6 scale statues, absolutely brilliant. But we're not here to look at Vincent Price. We are here to look at what Infinite Statues have dropped. And I've got to say, I am very, very impressed. But before we dive into the pictures, I would like to send the usual enormous shout out to everybody who's supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this video, as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale news, reviews, tours, showcases, previews, and all that kind of stuff, and the quarter scale stuff as well, because as regulars to the channel will know, I love my 1/6 scale action figures, but I also love my quarter scale statues as well. So without further ado, let's dive in and take a look at the pictures. I can't wait for this one. I am very, very stoked. And yeah, I'd seen some pictures of some sort of teaser pictures that they'd when Infinite Statue had shown this piece at conventions and so on, but this is the first time really getting a close-up look at it, really seeing the detail, and I've got to say I am very, very impressed. I was holding back. I've ordered the deluxe version, the web exclusive version of the caustic plastic 1/6 scale figure, which is looking stupendous as well, I've got to say. Both caustic plastic and Infinite Statue really are doing some incredible work in both scales, and so I sort of held back on this one, but having seen these photographs and these pictures, I am exceptionally tempted. I've only seen them once, went through them before this preview, and yeah, my wallet is starting to talk to me in the corner over there. But yeah, let's take a look at the photos, and straight away, incredibly impressed. It's no surprise to me what the pose, the look that they've gone for, because we've seen this in teasers before, as I mentioned. But still, I am incredibly impressed. And the first thing I've got to say, yes, the proportions are nailed on. We'd expect that. The detailing looks all present and correct. The screen accuracy and all the usual suspects are all there. But the first thing that struck me, it's the same thing that struck me when I saw the teasers, was how brave Infinite Statue have been with the pose that they've gone for. Now, it would have been very, very easy to go for the infamous walking statue with the arms out, or holding the shotgun, or in front of the broken window from the apartment. These are all iconic images that we associate with Eric Draven and with The Crow. But I think what Infinite Statue here, what they've done is exceptionally brave, and I think it was the way to go. They've given us something quite unique, and it's Eric seated in the chair here. And as I say, first impressions are phenomenal. Let's start with this base, huge base. It's got the crow on the front there. Now, I'm going to assume this is polystone, and we're looking at a mixed media statue here, but it's not your average mixed media. This is a plus format figure from Infinite Statue, which I think, I could be wrong here, correct me in the comments section below if I am. I think this is their first plus format quarter scale figure, and I think it shows in some of the stuff that we're going to look at in a moment. But yeah, loving this pose. You've got him sat in the chair, he's contemplating, he's got his hands in front of his face, he's got a melancholy look about him, which really sums the crow up beautifully. No overcoat on here. We're seeing that outfit, the leather boots with the The laces undone, the tongues hanging out, screen accurate. The bindings on those leather pants, perfect. The binding on the leather of the chest area as well. The almost gauntlet type wraps he's got on his arms. The white face paint, and I'm sure we'll get closer to that head sculpt as well. But some of the detailing around this base as well, and this beautifully sculpted chair. You've got the Pagliacci mask, you've got the shotgun, you've got the guitar, and I've got to say, some great photography here. On to the next now. I was blown away, I've got to admit, hands up in the air. It takes an awful lot to impress Mr. Go Figure. For all my years of collecting and all my years on this planet, for something to actually make me go, wow, is a very rare occurrence. But this is one of those. We're looking at rooted hair. Now, there's a lot of discussion in the quarter scale statue world about the pros and cons of rooted hair. I personally think in this instance, it's the way to go. I really do. The nature of Eric Draven's hair, Brandon Lee's hair in the movie, that sort of wet look, tight curls, and then the drop of the hair, I don't think sculpting that in resin or polystone would really do it justice. I think with this being a plus format figure, I think what Infinite Statue have done is gone all in with the mixed media, and I think it just works. I think that is a stunning head sculpt, absolutely stunning. They've captured the face paint beautifully, and we've seen many variations in 1/6 scale, 1/4 scale work of this makeup, but it looks to me like they've got it just right. You've got the actual exposed sort of skin of the hairline at the top there, then it fades into that white Pagliacci face paint. The two marks around the eyes, they are not symmetrical, which is absolutely spot on. One was longer than the other, caught that beautifully. That sort of green hue to the eyes, which is super glassy, absolutely nailed on. The eye makeup, the all-important eye makeup. Too much, he comes off looking like a badger. Too little, and it just doesn't work. I think they've nailed it there. That sort of scar across the top of the nose there, perfect. Skin tones and textures look excellent. And the handwork as well. You've got reddening on the knuckles there, all the usual suspects, crease work, sculpted in fingernails, etc, etc. That is excellent in my opinion, and I've not even got it in hand. On to the next. Side shot here. Now we can really start to see the details, not only in that quarter scale head sculpt, but in this outfit as well. And now I don't know whether this is material. I know that there are, as I say, it is mixed media. I'm not sure whether this is material or sculpted polystone stroke resin, depending on the material that they've used. I would say the sculpted parts are probably going to be polystone. If it isn't material, then they've done a superb job there with the paint applications and the sculpting. Those bindings are super glossy, hooking around the hands there, which is screen accurate. You've got that super tightness to it, which is correct. I'm going to lean in here. We see in the neck of the guitar there, actually, the head of the guitar and the top of the newel on the chair as well, all looking amazing. And that hair, I've got to say, for a quarter scale statue, that is absolutely spot on. Center parting there, straight on the top without the wave to it, then that wave kicking in, increasing down, and that wet look that we've already talked about. Yeah, chef's kiss here to Infinite Statue. If this is a prototype, then I hope we don't see any degradation between this and the finished product, but I think that's highly unlikely, judging by this little chap I've got next to me here, old Vincent. On to the next. Now, this is where I think this plus format idea really starts to come into its own. What you're seeing here is the replacement, or I say replacement, the alternative way of displaying this statue. And I think this is, yet again, another incredible idea from Infinite Statue here. Obviously, it's a statue, speaks for itself, so you're going to get none of the posability, none of the swappability that you get in your display, that you get with an action figure. Obviously, a lot of statues have swap out arms, swap out looks, but I think this is a great idea. And they've gone for this alternate base, which is actually an illuminating flame circle, which actually encompasses the full chair itself. And I think this is a cracking idea. I'm going to have to assume they've used some kind of resin with LEDs in there. How that's powered isn't mentioned in the blurb. Is it USB-C? I'm going to assume it is. It's not going to be battery powered, I don't think, but we'll have to wait and see. The candelabra's there next to the chair. We've got his coat over the back of the chair, and we're getting some idea of the proportions as well here with this gentleman stood in front of it, and it's looking great. I think the idea of a seated Eric Draven in 1/4 scale in my collection is just, it's talking to me. That's all. It's absolutely talking to me. On to the next. Another close-up of that head sculpt. And I can't fault that, from the white makeup to that to the dark lipstick there. The sculpt is absolutely Brandon Lee, absolutely Eric Draven all over. I can almost hear the soundtrack to my youth, which was the soundtrack to this movie, playing in the background there. I would have put it on, but I'd have got a strike for copyright. On to the next. Now, mentioned mixed media before. And this is where, once again, this plus format seems to be going all in. Now, lesser companies would have done this, the overcoat, which is draped on the chair, as obviously as a piece of sculpted resin or polystone. Not Infinite Statue. No, what they're giving us here is a real leather overcoat, which I think is amazing, absolutely amazing. Obviously, it's not going to fit on the statue. You know, he's static, so it's not going to fit over him. But you can display this pretty much however you want. You can have it draped over the chair different ways. You can maybe have it on the floor, around him, on the base. You've got those options. So I think that's a cracking idea. So yeah, you've got a real leather overcoat as well. And that looks impeccable. Although I can only see it from the side here, we're only seeing it from the side. The stitch work looks great. The style looks right. And yeah, looks nailed on to me. On to the next, another close-up of that head sculpt. I think this is probably one of the best ones to illustrate the sculpting of the skin here. And now you can actually, I'm hoping that the transfer here between you and me is catching this. You can see pores in the skin there. You can see the outline of the chin area, which is unique, and the wrinkles in the forehead there all look nailed on. Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with that. I think that is a phenomenal 1/4 scale head sculpt. On to the next. Talking mixed media. And I talk a lot when I'm excited, as regulars to the channel will know. And so you can probably guess I am very excited. Metal candelabra. So not only are we getting real leather overcoat, we are getting real hair and a metal candelabra as well. Excuse me. That looks phenomenal. Love the sculpting of the candles there. Loving the whole setup there, the whole paint application, and I think it just works. And so nice to see it in metal. On to the next. It's the gift that keeps giving. We've got a metal katana as well, well, katana with a metal blade. So I'm going to assume that the top portion there may be sculpted resin. Or sculpted polystone, but the fact that they've given us a metal blade on the katana will just add to the authenticity in my book, and that looks screen accurate as well, as does that shotgun. On to the next. Real leather pants as well. So you're getting a real leather jacket and real leather pants. Lesser companies, as I just said, would have gone down the polystone route, the sculpted in route, but no, not Infinite. They've given us real leather pants as well. So yeah, and they look beautiful. They really do. Looks like there's weathering on there. The 6 scale, and getting that 6 scale nap, that 6 scale grain in leather, or 1/4 scale rather, is difficult. Scaling it down, getting it to look right, but it looks like they've nailed it on, and stitch work looks impeccable as well. So on to the next. We're going back to that real leather coat again. We've got it slung over the back this time. So here we've got an idea of the versatility of this, as I mentioned before, and yeah, I'm gonna have to lean in again, and once again, as with the pants there, the grain on that leather looks 1/4 scale accurate. The buttons look great, as does the stitch work. So yeah, spot on as far as I can see. On to the next. Now we're looking at that head sculpt from a different angle here. This is just to highlight the rooted hair, yeah, looking amazing, as I've already said. And we've also got a sculpted in crow on the back of that chair there, and not really mentioned this chair because these photos are concentrating on the figure itself, but some teaser photos I saw way back in the day there, the chair looks brilliant as well. The sculpting of that deep purple on the back, the paint applications on the main body of the chair to give it that wood texture and grained look are excellent as well. So the chair is just as good as Eric himself. On to the next. Now, combination of stuff here and a rundown of exactly what you're getting with this particular figure. So, metal candelabra we've covered, real leather coat, katana with metal blade, rooted hair, real leather pants, and this beautiful flame LED effect. And I don't know, I really can't make up my mind which I prefer. I'm not a huge one for light up features on statues and action figures, as regulars will know, but I do make a few exceptions, and I think this could be one of them. It would just work so well with that flame effect. Have to wait and see, but yeah, on to the next shot. And this is an idea of it, how it interacts with the main statue itself. I've got to say, I think without the light in there, I'm not that convinced, I've got to admit. I think it would have to be, if I was using this feature, it would have to be lit up all the time, because this is just a personal thing. I think this resin material that quarter scale and 6 scale manufacturers use, not only in action figures but in statues as well, can sometimes look a little bit cheap. I think it looks great when it's lit, but when it's not lit, it can look a little bit on the naff side for me. So yeah, I would have a tendency, if I wasn't using it lit up, that I would go with the standard issue base that it comes with. But still, you can't argue, I don't think, with how good that light up effect looks. And the crow looks great as well on his shoulder there. The two side by side, so you can get an idea of how they work. I think that is great. I think these two alternate looks are selling me more and more on this, and I was going to pass, but I think that is changing as every second passes. So yeah, an idea there of how the two work individually, and then obviously lights on, lights off. Still not 100% convinced with the lights off there, but that gives you an idea of how it would look. We're getting some proportions here as well, looking at 56 centimeters tall and looking like a width of about 57 centimeters, so not that tall. Obviously he's seated, but you do have some height added there from the metal candelabra and the crow on the back of the chair itself, and that detailing on the guitar looks superb as well. Be interesting to see what that's made out of. I'm going to assume that that's sculpted resin or polystone, but it's looking absolutely beautiful. You can see a profile of that chair as well. Some more dimensions there, and a head-on shot here. Now, what's included in this shot, and it's worth mentioning, are the web gifts. Now, if you order exclusively from Infinite Statue, and I think this is if you pay in full for the statue rather than paying in installments or putting down a deposit, you can get up to 10% off, and there is also a web exclusive version, which is not dissimilar to what Caustic Plastic did with their 6 scale figures, and you get a couple of web gifts. One of them is this name plaque, this crow name plaque, which you can have separate to the statue itself, and there is another one, I believe. Let's just zip on. That's just with the flame effects. Yeah, it's this hoodie. You can pick yourself up a crow hoodie, and I do like that hoodie. I mean, I'm not a massive one for hoodies, but I like that one a lot, especially the crow emblem on the back there. So I think that is the last of the shots. Yeah, there you have it, folks. That is Infinite Statue's quarter scale take on Brandon Lee as Eric Draven from The Crow. What are your thoughts on this? Are you a Crow fan? Are you an Infinite Statue fan? Are you a statue fan? Just full stop. Will you be picking this up? If so, which version will you be going for? Nothing is off menu. I would be fascinated to hear your take on this. I have now got a serious problem on my hands because, as I mentioned, I've got the web exclusive 1/6 scale figure coming. Now, this, I don't, space is at a premium for the quarter scale, but I think I could make a hole for this. I'm going to have to go away and think this one through, because I think this is something stunning and possibly a future grail as well from Infinite Statue, and I could see me quite easily going all in with this one. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. So that about wraps it up for this preview, folks. I hope it's been useful for you. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, in the not too distant future, it's almost there. We're that far off completing the updated tour video, where everything you see over here, up there, back there, around there, over there, will all be going in front of the camera. That is on its way. It will be with us very, very soon. In the 6 scale action figure world, we've got stuff from InArt, Hot Toys, Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, Exo 6, Iconic Studios, the list goes on. And obviously, we've got more quarter scale statue reviews and previews as well. And we've got more episodes of Grail or Fail, more showcases and more retro reviews as well. So, as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the stuff that comes up on the channel. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is, from myself, from Eric Draven, from the late and great Brandon Lee, a massive thank you for watching, as always. And until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.